Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Rock Bottom Airsoft. It's good to see you again, as always. If it's your first time here, then it is good to see you. Today we're going to do a little bit of an unboxing on a piece of gear, but before we get into that, as always, if you enjoy this video, if you like it, then please drop a like on it, and if you are enjoying my series of videos, then as always, please subscribe to the channel and then you won't miss any of my uploads. I normally aim to upload a gameplay video midweek if I've managed to get out to a field, and I'll upload a video every week discussing some aspect of Airsoft, gear, tech, replica reviews, that type of thing. Just all sorts of things in our great hobby, which is Airsoft. If you want more content from me after watching this video, then you can find Rock Bottom Airsoft on Instagram and also on Facebook. Okay, so with all that out of the way, what are we going to look at today? Well, today we're going to have a look at this. This is the Nuprol laser light module. You might more commonly see them listed as a PEQ or PEQ, or maybe a PEQ box. I've fancied one of these for a while. I've got a number of these that I use as battery boxes. The ones, if you're just going for the look, that are meant to house a small LiPo battery, if you're going to mount the battery external to your replica. Those ones are very affordable. They're only about £9. And they do have the look of a PEQ box, if that's all you're after, without any of the additional weight or function. Now in this case, this particular PEQ box, this is a functional one. So it's got the lasers on there. As far as I'm aware, it's got a red laser, and it's also got an infrared laser. So a visible laser to the naked eye, and also a laser that can only be seen by NVG or night vision equipment. There is also a lamp on it, as in an illumination device. It's kind of a torch, not quite as bright as your average torch. You know, it's not going to replace a replica mounted torch, but in a pinch, it'll be more than acceptable. I purchased this one myself. You can purchase one of these if after watching this video you fancy one yourself for around about £60, 60 British pounds. I think they retail round about from about £55 all the way up to about £65, but most places I've seen it's about 60 British pounds. Now, this is one of those items that you don't really need. It's not going to improve your game, I wouldn't say. As a stipulation that I should mention, a lot of fields and sites will not allow you to run a laser due to the risk of damage to people's eyes. So, you know, in many cases you won't be able to run the laser on this anyway, and they might not even allow you to have a laser mounted to your replica. So check your own site's rules before you go ahead and get one of these if you're planning to use it in game. With regards to everything else that functions on it, then you should be fine with that. As I say, from my point of view, I don't run any kind of night vision equipment, and if I'm playing a night game I tend to have a weapon mounted torch. In this case, I just like the way they look. It's one of those items that you might have heard referred to as tactical. It looks very cool. It's like something they would use in the real world, but obviously an Airsoft variant. And while not being the cheapest of items, if you're just going for something for the look, it's not hugely expensive. So I've not actually done anything with this item yet. So what I think we'll do is we'll have a look at what you get and how it arrives to you. Now when you buy one of these, this is exactly how it will come to you. It's boxed up in this hard case box, which is nice. Obviously you get the sticker on the front which tells you exactly what it has. So it's got a red visible laser, an infrared laser, and it's got a light. You can run it with all these various functions. You can have the white light illumination, you can have the red laser and the illuminator, the red laser on its own, the infrared laser on its own as well. And as it states here, it does come with a removable pressure pad. Now you do require some CR123 batteries, which aren't included with this, but luckily for this review I bought some. These batteries are available on most retailers, most shops, I actually got these particular ones from Amazon. They're not very expensive, I think they're around about £4. These are non-rechargeable, but you can get rechargeable versions as well. So let's put them to one side for now, we won't need them. Let's have a look what actually comes in the box and what the box looks like. So it's a flip-up hard case. In the box we have the PEQ device itself, which is very nice. We shall come back to that in a second. Looks like the pressure pad is actually removable, so that's nice. It's got a small bit of foam at the top and the bottom. Oh, underneath the foam we have some extras. Let's have a look at what these are. I'll take these out of the box. Looks like we have an instruction manual under there. Okay, so let's put the box to one side for now. Okay, so what did we get in the box? Well, in the box we've got the PEQ device, which we'll cover as we go through it and have a look at it, and we also get a pressure pad, which in this case is already attached, but as far as I'm aware they are removable. It is just a plug-in jack, but I'm going to leave that attached because when it's mounted on one of my replicas I'm going to be using the pressure pad. Looks like you also get a large rubber band, some sort of grommet there, and a Velcro sticky pad. It's Velcro with sticky back on it, so it's basically so that you can mount your pressure pad. I would imagine they intend for you to stick one side on the pressure pad and one side on your replica and then stick it on with Velcro. Now I'm not going to mount my pressure pad that way. I will mount mine either with tie wraps that can be cut off, or cable ties they may be referred to, small ones, or I do have some tactical bungees that one of my friends, Magpie Tactical, actually made for me, so I'll probably fit them with them. It's a little less permanent than putting a sticky pad on the side of your replica. The rubber band, well, I can only assume that that's there for holding the cable in place, or indeed maybe for the pressure pad, but certainly not for the PEQ box itself. So we'll put that to one side because I don't think I'm going to need any of those bits. I've got an instruction manual here. Let's have a quick nosy at the instruction manual. Yeah, so basically it's quite a decent instruction manual. It's short but it's decent. It gives you a list of where all the labels should go. In the case of mine, the labels were already pre-applied, so whether that'll be the case if you buy one yourself, I couldn't honestly say, but on the one I bought the labels were pre-applied. It also gives us the positions of the switch. So A obviously with the white light, B is completely off, which it's currently at. C is the visible laser and the white light illuminator. D is the visible laser on its own, and E is the infrared laser. It also tells you the areas where you can adjust it for the laser, so that you can zero the laser, because obviously if you're going to use my laser sight it needs to be zeroed, so it's roughly pointing where your BBs are going to go. We have instructions on how to fit our CR123 or 123A batteries, which looks pretty simple. I shall do that in just a second. On the reverse, we basically get a schematic of what everything is and where everything comes out. So a very simple, very nice little manual there. I'd say that was quite decent. You don't really need to know any more information than that. So yeah, quite happy with that manual. I'll post a video there if you want to have more of a look at it. Okay, so we'll put the manual out of the way. So let's have a look at the PEQ itself. What do you actually get for your money? Well, it seems like the majority of this PEQ box is actually made out of plastic. There's covers there on the lasers. It's mountable to any 20mm rail, just with a thumb screw, which is great. You know, the vast majority of replicas you're going to be mounting this to, you'll be mounting it with a 20mm rail anyway. The pressure pad, as we mentioned already, is removable, so you can take that off. Pressure pads, I use that on all of my replica mounted torches or devices. They just make it so much easier because you can mount the pressure pad on your rail or wherever you're going to be gripping, and then it's a case that your thumb or your finger is already on hand to press the pressure pad. And as I mentioned before, you can fit this with cable ties or tactical bungees, whatever you prefer really. There's nothing wrong with using the sticky pads, but as you may have encountered, sticky pads are hard to get off. Once they've been on a while, they can leave a lot of residue, whereas a cable tie, you can just cut that straight off. There is a power on-off switch at the top there, So if you had it mounted to your rifle and you prefer to reach around and press that, then you don't need the remote at all. But all the remote does is basically the same as what that button there does, which is great. It seems well put together. It seems pretty robust. It seems pretty solid. What I'll do now is give you a quick look round. So as you can see, it's quite a nice looking device. It's going to look well on any replica you fit it to. I think what we'll probably do now is put a battery in there, and we'll see if it works. So bear with me a second. I'll just pop these batteries in, and we'll go from there. The battery fitment is quite simple. You unscrew this cap here, which is captive with a little rubber bungee here. So unscrew the cap, and as our instructions said, we put our batteries in there. So okay, so here's our batteries. It basically says at the positive end, which is the little knob on the top there, goes down the way. So I'll put the 2 batteries in there and screw down our cap. Now, there's a little bit of tension on it, obviously because of the spring on the cover, which is to be expected with any battery. Screw that down. Make sure it's nice and reasonably snug. I don't want to over tighten it. There we go. So that's that tightened down. So what do we have? Well, as you can see on the top here, it actually tells you what you have there. There we go. So that's your Illuminator. Well, you can make that out. You can probably see that's illuminated. There's a cover there that you can take off if you want more light. As you can see there, so quite a bright light. I mean, it's a bit bright here in the studio, but yeah, I'd say that definitely works. I'll see if I can get some footage of this in game at some point, and then we can see it a bit more. Let's put it to the visible laser. There we go. Can you see the laser dot there? Well, the laser's certainly working out. It's working with the pressure pad. Well, if you double tap the pressure pad, it actually stays on, which is interesting. If you press it just the once, it goes off. We can also press the top of the PEQ box there, and we get the laser. Press it again, it goes off. So that's good. Now the infrared light, I have got a device that one of my friends put together for me, which should be able to show us if the infrared is working. I'm going to try that just now and put the camera up to the device so that you can see if it is working. But everything else on this PEQ functions as such. It's very easy to use. Everything's labelled on the top of the PEQ. It tells you in the instructions what to use. When we come to 0 in the PEQ box, we have these screws here, which is for your up, right and left, up and down, right and left. That adjusts your laser. Center position is off. So simple as that. There really isn't much to one of these, to be honest. As I say, the laser you're probably not going to use in game. You might do, and if you do, that certainly works. The light certainly works. It's certainly very bright. The infrared laser, for all you guys that do run NVGs and night vision setups, that could come in very handy for you, because nobody else is going to see that laser dot. Only you in your night vision gear. Overall, I'd say it's a very nice device. For the amount of money you're paying, it's a lot cheaper than buying a real steel PEQ box. So, you know, I'd say if you do fancy one of these and you just want the look on your replica, but you want a bit of added function over what you get in a battery box and a bit more weight as well, it's quite a weighty item, then they're definitely a worthwhile buy. So you're looking at about £55 to £65 for one of these from Nuprol. And as I say, if I have any problems with it, I haven't used this one in game, that's brand new out the box, that's the first time I've tested it. If I do have any problems with it, I'll be sure to keep you updated and let you know, and hopefully I'll be able to get some gameplay at some point with me using this, perhaps even a night game. If I do get out to a night game this year, I'll be sure to mount this on one of my replicas, and then we can see how effective the torch is in an actual game environment. But that is a Nuprol laser light module, and that's the box it comes in. So if you fancy one of those, they are available online. I will put a link in the description as to where you can get the Nuprol laser light module. I'll also put a link in the description as to where you can get those CR123 batteries to power the thing from. But overall, yeah, I like it. I think it's nice looking device. It seems well made, well put together, simple to use, and I think it looks tactical, as the expression goes. So I hope you've found that helpful. I hope you've found that interesting, and I hope you've enjoyed the video. And if you did enjoy the video, then please pop a like on it. If you've got any comments or any suggestions for me, or any questions about this Nuprol laser light module, then please drop me a comment below. I will always get back to you. I might not get back to you straight away, but I will always reply. And if you are enjoying this series of videos, then as always, please subscribe to the channel, and then you won't miss any of my uploads. But until next time, that's the Nuprol laser light module, and I'll see you in the next one.